It takes reorganization, rethinking, then to be able to do what people thought was impossible, reducing cost of education per child. One of the things that Ghana, we preparing to go to PISA, but I also realized that we have to look at our local assessment regime. Invariably, we think that in education we have what we call CIA, curriculum, instruction, and assessment. So we do that so well. But what we fail to understand is that assessment comes first. The outcome that we want, the product the student have to create. You are looking at how to solve certain mathematical equations. Then you work your way backwards to look at, is the curriculum covering that, and how am I going to teach it? About 6 months ago, I had a meeting with the West Africa Examination Council. They are the one who examine all students in Anglophone West Africa. And people see them as an international organization. But I called them to my office and I said, we have a new curriculum at the junior high school level. Give me a table of specification as to the level of difficulty of the questions that are going to come on this exam. So I popped up on my screen in my office the new Bloom's taxonomy. And I took them through it. The level 1, which is remembering, on a particular subject, 20 of the questions out of 40 were on remembering. Understanding had 10 questions. So that gives you, between understanding and remembering, have 30 questions out of 40. And application was 10. Nothing on the exams was coming from level 4, 5, and 6. So what did that mean? What it meant, it would have meant for the country was that the following year, the teachers were not going to use critical thinking. They will not have to design lesson plans at 4, 5, and 6, because the exams is just level 1, 2, and 3. So I told them, you go back. And I said, this is a case where the tail is wagging the dog. We have created a national curriculum that says we will have critical thinkers. And as I've even gone to United Nations to talk about, we can't memorize our way out of poverty, but we can critically think. Yeah. and this has gone viral. Then in my own country, there's nothing critical thinking about exams. So they took it back, and they came back 2 weeks thereafter. Now I was so happy, because 40% of the questions were from level 4, 5, and 6, assuring me that nobody was going to get an A if they could not think. But they were shocked that the education minister said the question should be difficult. But I also felt the investment we are making in education is to produce critical thinkers. And if our system is not producing them, our education is worthless. So now I'm so happy. And to validate that, I went to Nigeria and I met the Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria who had lived in India. And the wife is a teacher in Ghana. So he said, Ghana, what happened this year? Your exams has changed. I said, what's going on? He said, my wife called me and told me that the Ghana's exam is just like that of India this year. So I was so happy. I got a validation. So for us to do well on PISA, you have to look at your national assessment. See, so if you go to PISA and don't do well, you are not PISA-like. So in our national standardized test, we brought psychometrists from Australia. They look at the PISA exams and they incorporated a number of PISA-like questions to make it PISA-like. So if they do on the national exams, it tells me we can go to PISA and we'll be able to do well. We want to conquer the world, but we are starting.